Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
And yes, I want to tell you guys, brought to you by R&B Roll-Off. This is a small garbage company that's doing great things, and we want to see what we can do for you. So if you pick up the phone and give them a call, you might be surprised with the voice you might hear. That's right. The voice you hear right now might be the same person that pick up the phone and talk to you.
Exactly.
If it's not, it's going to be my business partner. It's going to be one of the two of us.
Okay.
Small organization, but we're doing big things. Try us out. See what you like. And again, on my website, you can see all the different things that we offer with new stuff coming. Now, who I got in the building with me next is what? The one and the only Craftmatic. What's up, big baby?
What's happening, Smooth Jay?
Man, long week, man. I
man.
dragged a little bit, but you know something, bro? Like every show, man, I just kind of pep up.
Yeah.
Because again, it's not a fake or facade. It is, you got to bring the energy in order to do this. You can't come in half-stepping, y'all can tell.
Yeah.
So, hyped it up. But
Yeah.
one of the good things is I'm blessed.
There we go, man. Blessed.
Blessed.
You know what?
Blessed.
Blessed is the word for tonight, man.
Yes.
You know, folks, we want to welcome you to Bar Talk with Jay. This is our opportunity to inspire, and we inspire through dialogue. And tonight we're talking about a pretty hot topic. And
Yeah, we had a little sidebar on
Yeah,
that.
we got a lot of energy going on in tonight's show. But what we want to do is just liberate your mind and your soul so that you can be your greatest possibility. And we're here to just pour in as much as we possibly can. There's no script here. Jay and I just put this together right off the top of our hip. We do got a way to flow through the show, but what's coming out is original. Our experience, our opinions, and we hope it gives you a mirror so that you can bounce your own ideas, you can bounce your own understanding, you can create some new decisions about how you're going to handle stuff, what you did in the past and what you're going to do in the future. So we're glad you're with us tonight, and we hope you enjoy the show. We got a big one lined up for you. We always start the show out with a prayer.
Give it to him, baby. And remember, Cash App, Bar Talk with Jay. Again, it's always not just for the prayer. The prayer is really free. Don't get me wrong. We always want you to start off on a good foot. But the donation is needed. That's right. Send it to me.
There you go. There you go. So, let's go ahead and bow our heads. And we just come into the presence of our Lord. And we thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here tonight. We thank you for all the good things that you are doing in our lives. And we focus this prayer tonight, Lord, on blessings. We ask, Father, that you would release our blessings from, just release our blessings and allow them to be revealed in our lives. We thank you for all the blessings that you have bestowed upon us in the past, and we thank you for all the blessings that you're bestowing upon us in the future, especially tonight, Lord. We ask that you would be with us, guide us, and let this be a great show, inspire us with some new ideas and some new magic in life. And we ask all these blessings in your Son's name, in Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
That's right. Open the heavens and let them flow. Get the blessings down.
Oh, man,
I'm telling you.
Feels so good to pray, man, you know.
Man, you made me want to cash out myself. That's what he do, man. He just make you feel good.
Send me $50, man. You know?
I'll say it myself. I sent out enough. I need some back.
Let me hold something, man. Let me hold something.
I need to hold some things too. Some people ain't gracious these days.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
ain't passing no money.
Yeah, and if I didn't properly introduce, my name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And man, we just love doing this, bringing you stuff that's going to make a real difference in your life.
Yes, sir.
Last week, we talked about what does it really mean when a person introduces you to their mother.
Now, you know, I had some fun with that one.
Yes,
because
you
again, I got a real mom that's with me. So again, you can meet her with not that intent of me saying you that special one that I'm about to put a ring on.
Right.
My mom played cards with me. We're very active. So for you to meet her, it's still a privilege. I promise you, you're going to enjoy meeting her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the mindset.
Right.
Because when I'm in that right mindset, then yes, I do want you to meet my mother, because then you're going to be introduced in a different way.
Right.
You're not going to be introduced as a friend or a person that I'm talking to or dating. You're going to be introduced as a future wife.
Absolutely.
My fiance.
Yes.
And then again, it's not even for her to get a seal of approval. My mom just like to be in my life. So naturally, she just like to see what I'm choosing and where I'm going. Because again, her whole thing is to be happy.
Right.
She's happy. She want me to be happy. And hopefully whoever I choose, we will be happy together. And it is a big decision, because at that point, you're compromising.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a huge thing when you... And I'm so used to being single that I'm selfish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can admit it. If you can't admit your wrongs, you probably won't change. And I have a selfish thing about me when it comes to being single for so long.
Right.
But I tell you what though, I am still caring and I'm still giving.
Yes.
So don't ever get that part twisted.
Absolutely.
But my mom is an important person. Just remember, it's all in the mindset of what a person intends when they introduce you to their mother.
And basically what we discovered was that there's two trains of thought. The first train of thought is that your mother's real cool, right? Your mother's cool. Anybody can come around. Doesn't really make a difference. When I introduce folks to my mom, my mom they're beautiful people. People I like, and I like them, she like them, in most cases. So, but the other side of it is that you really introduce people to your mom because you like, hey mom, this is somebody I want to take home and be home with forever, and I want to bring them into our family. Those are special times.
Oh yeah.
Those are special times. I really think that you got to have respect for anybody who you introduce to your mother.
What?
And if you respect those people, same sex, etc. You've done your due diligence before you bring them into the company of your special loved ones.
Don't just add anybody to the family.
We talked a little bit about it's not really the mother who needs to give the approval; it's the brother or the cousin or the auntie, right? And those are the ones that bring the heat. Those are the ones that remember we talked about Bad Boys 2, right?
And meet you at the door, acting like Reggie.
Yeah, acting like Reggie.
Fresh out of jail.
We had a lot of fun with that. So, you folks check out the show. It was just so much valuable information comes out of each of these shows. There's just so much dynamic dialogue that really is inspiring and healthy for us to hear. I just want to just take a quick segment here. Actually, let me go ahead and close this segment out. You can find the show at bartalkwithj.com. You can find it at YouTube, Facebook, Spreaker, iTunes.
Keep going.
Instagram. Periscope.
Keep going.
You go ahead.
All right. You got about Black Planet. You be kidding me. I ain't lying. MySpace. We go everywhere. We on POF. You can find us at
I hope our show isn't super redundant because we say this every week. But
I'm trying to make sure they find out. We everywhere that you possibly want to look.
Everywhere
Tumblr,
you want to be. Yeah.
Twitter. I don't care.
Yeah. Everywhere you want to be.
All day.
So check us out and like us. Share us, subscribe, like us, share us, subscribe, like us, share us, and subscribe. We need your help getting the positive word out. Not a whole lot of positivity getting out in the world nowadays. And we just want to be one of those means to bring more love and bring more goodness, more healing into the world. That's who we are, and that's what we're all about. I came across something quite profound.
Okay, what you got?
Just last night. Mm-hmm. And I was watching and this is good for you to hear, Boo, because this is real meaningful to what I really am thinking about creating, because my whole mindset's just been enlightened with a whole bunch of new ideas. But I'm watching a documentary on Mr. Rogers last night. And everybody remember Mr. Rogers?
Oh yeah.
Right?
I ain't quick to say I watched it, but yeah.
Yeah, and I watched a bunch of episodes, and he was on for years. I watched a bunch of episodes, and I always got something from it. It was always something meaningful that he taught me from it. If nothing more than just how he used to sit down and take his time tying his shoes.
I mean, he always put me to sleep. He was so soft-spoken. I like listening to him.
Yeah, but what I was paying attention to what he was delivering,
Oh, okay.
And a lot of other children were paying attention to what he was delivering, and he delivered some great messages. They played many of them throughout the documentary. But I've never had a chance to see him kind of behind the screen and really hear his opinion of what he was attempting to do. And here is a man, after many years of success, was able to just encapsulate in one or two sentences what he wanted his entire show to be about. And he said something that was quite profound. He said, "My vision is to make sure that children look forward to goodness." Very profound.
That is.
I mean, when you think about educating children, to give them a vision to look forward to goodness, because they don't look forward to goodness, right? They really don't have a vision and a hope for goodness, right? They just kind of live in life in a day, and that's what Mr. Rogers' basically entire show stood for. and it's really caused me to start thinking about how I'm looking at my vision, because I need to achieve something at that scale as well. But to be able to teach people to look forward to goodness is, a psychological, spiritual, evolutionary breakthrough, right? And that's what Dr. King did, right? He created this vision in your minds that we're leading, we're going to somewhere. And when we get to that somewhere, we will be free, and we will be home, and we will make it, and we won't stay stuck, right? You got to have that kind of vision, not only for your business and your ventures in life, but for who you are, for your character. I'm seeing a lot of character flaws in the world going on.
Oh my goodness.
And people not taking ownership for those character flaws.
I agree.
And I don't want to start a whole nother subject, but
no, I don't, because I promise you, I like this one.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Rogers taught me a couple things myself, two main things.
Yeah.
He taught me how to tie my shoes.
Okay.
He took his time, man. I learned how to tie my shoes.
Yeah.
Watching him.
Right.
And then he taught me about girls, because he always said, and I said that line all the time when I went to school, would you be mine? Y'all know about that.
My neighbor.
I be like,
You
just
silly, man. You
That's
silly.
right. Come on.
The point of the whole story
Okay, keep going.
is that all people who are very successful have a great and supreme vision for their lives and for their work. And I'm encouraging you, each of you hearing my voice and listening to this show, to get a bigger vision for your life and for yourselves. Without your vision, you perish. You become what the world wants you to be, and not what you choose to be in this life, right? You can go a million different directions, but the only one that's going to be meaningful is the one you choose, right? There are lots of pathways. They'll take you ups and downs and twos and fro's, but there's only one pathway that you can choose, right? And when you choose that path, man, it'll take a lot of burden off your life. You'll know what to say no to. You'll know what to say yes to. So some more pie in the sky visionary type stuff, but I'm really, really trying to get people to think about the tomorrow before you get to tomorrow, right?
Gotcha, okay.
Think about what the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years of your life is going to look like, because it will become what you choose for it to become, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't have to necessarily know how it's going to become that way. Just choose it. Right? That's the whole evolutionary process of having faith and understanding how God moves. You just choose it and watch God do his perfect work in you and through you and around you. And he'll get it done every single time, as long as you stay focused on the goal, So, any comments on that, Jay?
Man, Pastor Kraft over there. He trying to definitely guide us, but one of the things I like to say is one of the things that you was teaching before is that clean sheet of paper.
Clean sheet of paper.
So again, getting your mind right and that understanding we got to leave some things and we got to plan some things out and understand your destiny is one of the key things that you really got to dig into your core to figure out. And I like that. And I didn't even think about that when it came to Mr. Rogers, but now that you brought it up, there's a lot of great shows, but that was one of them that I kind of slept on. But I still remember. So he made an impact.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of how well I received a lot of that. I was young. I was wild.
Yeah.
So when I watched certain things, man, he wasn't always off the wall bouncing around.
Yeah.
But he also taught me calmness. It's like what you said. He took his time, and he always spoke slowly and clearly.
Right.
So again, when you slow things down, that's what you would want. To make sure people understood you. That's why kids probably respected him a lot, because they was able to understand him.
And
where
even,
I cannot understand
and even
a lot
adults
of kids
too.
today.
Yeah, and even adults too, man. He said one other thing quite profound, and this is his quote. He says, "The greatest evil in the world is for one person to make another person feel less than they truly are."
Oh, man. Tragedy.
Woo, man, he said something so powerful right there. To make people feel less than who they really are is, he said, one of the greatest evils in the world. Quite profound, and we thank him for his work, Mr. Rogers. I'm not even sure if he's still around. Is he still around?
Bro, you got me.
Yeah,
he was.
God bless him. God bless the work he did. We got a quote for today, and then just kind of a little craft dialogue here for the next 3 or 4 minutes. The quote for today says that trust is the glove of life. Woo! That's powerful. Trust is the glove of life. It's the most essential ingredient in effective communication. It's the foundational principle that holds all relationships together?
If it don't fit, you must have quit. I learned that a long time ago with that glove. But I do
Trust.
I like what she said. Barb wrote this quote. And again,
Yeah.
Barb, Macon, Georgia.
Yeah, we love you, Barb.
Hats off to you. It is profound and very deep.
Yes.
And it goes back into our topic. But without bringing our topic just straight out, one of the things I got to tell you, trust is a huge component to anything that you do, from business to relationship.
It's everything.
And in friendship.
Yes.
So again,
It's
it is
everything.
something that you can't just step away from and act like it doesn't exist.
Yeah. And once you break it, it takes 10 times the amount to get it back. You can get it back, but once you break trust, you almost will never get it back unless you have a real deep, sincere commitment to get it back, to make change. And when you can't trust someone, you really are spinning your wheels with them, right? You really, because you can never have deep soil with that person, right? At any level, if it's a cousin or a friend or an associate or whoever, if you can't trust them, then you can't be like, hey, hold my bag, I'll be back. Right? You come back and they be gone.
Thank you.
Miles away on the silver bullet. It just makes so much. It's so much value in the world to have trust. I love trust is the glove of life. Why do we have nothing without trust? Because you cannot lean on them. If you can't trust the system or you can't trust the person, you can't lean on them. They can't, that thing or that person cannot support you if you can't lean on them, right? The question becomes, ultimately, is if you can't trust them, that means that you can't put your savings into their hands. Whatever that savings might be. It could be a secret, it could be money, it could be whatever. You can't put that valuable thing that you have into their hands because you know they're not going to treat it right. They're going to be irresponsible with it. They're going to share it with somebody else. They're going to, blackmail you with it or whatever the case may be, right? You're not going to put your most valuable information into anything that you don't trust. Not a bank, not a person's hands. You're not going to put your love into anyone who you cannot trust. Because if you can't trust them with your love, then you know inevitably they're liable to break your heart. Right? So what we're looking for is we're looking for confidence, we're looking for loyalty, we're looking for fidelity, we're looking to be able to depend on. Right? And that depend on, again, trust goes across every measure of relationship in mankind. Do you trust this computer? Do you trust this car? Do you trust this person to do your taxes? Do you trust this person, this grocery store to provide you with groceries? And do you trust this restaurant to be healthy? Do you whatever? Trust is a very, very important thing. And think about a restaurant that violates your trust.
I don't go back.
You don't go back. Ever. You don't ever go back. So it means so much. And so we have to be mindful of how we maintain trust with other people, right? You can't maintain trust with other people lying to them, because they're going to figure out you lied, and then you broke the trust. You need to level up with those people.
That's correct.
That's how you build trust, okay? So you have nothing without trust, and it is truly the glove of life. What's your thoughts, Jay?
Wear it well. I mean, because you hit on it in a way that I don't even really need to step right back into it. But I love it for the fact that if you appreciate having a glove on, especially in the cold, just understand what you're wearing. You're wearing something that some people like to see. I like to see trust. I like to see love. And that's not what I'm normally seeing, because a lot of people have been hurt.
Right.
So they take their glove off.
Right.
And they feel like, I'm not going to wear this because it seems like everybody comes after me because they can see I'm just a caring person.
Yeah.
And I really like to say there is some bad people out there, but it's a lot of people like me that love to see your love. Not even saying I want your love like that, but I want your care. I want you to be able to trust me even though you don't know me. That's one of the things I do on the side with my side business, selling containers and everything. It is my word that I'm really basically selling you in my service. The container and the rest, a lot of people got them.
Right.
But I'm trying to win you over with my trust.
Right.
And that's how you reach them, is by putting on that glove and let you know you're in good hands.
There you go.
This ain't all state, but you get in good hands.
All right. And listen, as we close out our first segment, let's go ahead and share the topic for tonight, for this week.
Give it to them.
And it is interesting. It's a 2-question topic, and it's pretty intense. Here we go. Would you take a lie detector test to prove to your partner that you're not cheating? Would you go to such lengths to hire a private detective to catch someone cheating on you? And I think these questions bring up so much stuff, right? Because in my mind, before you ever get to any of that, you're already sensing something is going on, right? You're asking questions that you can't get answers to. So we're going to dive into that tonight.
Yeah, I was about to give it to them, but they might have heard it earlier anyway. But I'm gonna tell you when we get back, because I don't want to mess up this break.
Yeah, I don't want to mess it up either. And I think it's gonna be another good night.
What was that one pastor, Bowinkle? With that hell to the no.
Yeah. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay. And we are back with more Talk with Jay. Man, that was an idea-centered break right there, bro.
Man, we had to have it. We got so much going on.
Yeah, we do. So what's up, man? What's going on now?
We're trying to see if we can get Jamal on. Oh, okay. We got that person that look like him, the one that's always trying to take your girl.
Yeah.
We got him back on the phone today.
Okay. And who might that be?
What's happening?
Mr. Jamal, what's happening, bro?
What's happening?
Not much, man. We just holding it down over here. Trying to understand life a little bit more and, help our people to be better people. Better people.
Hoping you had a good day at work.
Oh, I actually did have a good day at work.
Hey, man, can I ask you, what kind of work you do, man?
Oh, man, I work for the bus company, and then I work in the warehouse, so I work 2 jobs.
What?
Man, Kraft couldn't even imagine you working, period.
You on the grind, boy. That's what's up. I love it, man. I love it. So what you got for us tonight, big time?
Well, I don't know, man. I got one of my homeboys at work. Mm-hmm. He's an interesting cat. I mean, he's a cool dude. However, he got the worst luck with women. I mean, got to be the worst. So we at work, I see this beautiful Black Rican chick. Yes, Black Rican, Black Puerto Rican. Yeah. All right, beautiful Black Rican chick. And I mean, she's one of those 7s that look like a 9. Like the body is there at work. She's so conservative. Outside of work, just. So I'm like, bruh, I don't know why I set you up with that. I should have kept it to myself.
Okay.
Well, my inner Negro was talking to me when I decided to hook him up because she truly is a Black Rican.
Yeah. Hey,
you're crazy.
You're a little muffled. Is there anything you can do about that?
Oh, my fault. Well, the girl is crazy.
Okay.
And I am so glad I didn't try to talk to her. She's one of them crazies, like a thin line between love and hate type crazies. Like you ain't even tap it yet.
Yeah.
But if you do, she gonna. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
With my behavior, I got shot. I'm good.
Right. And that's why you introduced her in the first place.
Yeah. I don't know. My piece of advice is this, guys. The crazier she is, the better you'll enjoy your night.
Does that mean the less likely you are to keep her?
Hey, I ain't saying nothing about that. Every now and again, we like a little spice. We don't like it too bland. So every now and again, a little bit of crazy is needed, whether it be for the night, for the month, or for whatever. However, I will say, the crazier she is, the more you will enjoy your night.
You know, live about 20 more years and come back and talk to me. you can spin your
tired of crazy.
Spin your wheels for another dub and come back and talk to me.
Enjoy her long term.
Yeah.
But for the night,
yeah,
the crazy ones be the best.
Yeah,
at that, breathing technique.
Yeah, you're exactly right, man. You're exactly right.
You know, we've been known to make them crazy. Yeah. I've dated some people that I never thought was crazy until, we started talking.
You made them crazy, huh, Jay?
I guess.
Yeah.
If you ain't made at least one crazy, I think you ain't doing your job right.
Yeah.
I like to say, if you get into a person, they get so into you, that's what make them, they do things that they normally wouldn't do.
Right.
That's where some of that crazy come from.
Right.
Or I want to do something with you I ain't never done before.
Yeah.
That kind of crazy is really crazy.
I've had some crazies. But I try to manage my way out of those pretty smoothly. You got to be decisive. You're gonna have to give up a good night in order to get rid of a few good nights, probably. But because you're gonna have to make the block hot for a minute. Or
you made no block out, you would call them and get her a straight jacket. You gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go. And that ain't gonna be no good night. For damn sure.
So what's the topic for the night, bro?
All right, it's a 2-question topic. Basically, it says, would you take a lie detector test to prove to your partner that you're not cheating? And secondly, would you go to such lengths to hire a private detective to catch someone cheating on you?
Yeah, no.
Honestly. I mean, you kind of like.
I'm not gonna end up on Maury. I'm not gonna be a season 5. Let me watch that episode all over again. I'm not gonna do that. Number 2, if I have to pay somebody to find out if you're cheating, I'm gonna kill you one way or the other. I'm gonna kill you because I had to pay to find out about you cheating when you could have just told me it was over. And if you're not cheating, I'm going to pay for your suspect behavior that made me think you was cheating. And now I'm on TV looking crazy, not paid money for no reason. So one way or the other, you're going to die. If I got to come out the pocket, you're going to die. That's what it is. But no, I don't believe that I should have to pay to find out if you're cheating. Genuinely, if you don't want to be with me, leave.
Yeah.
Break up with me.
Yeah.
You send it in an email, text message. I don't care if you send it through smoke signal. Don't have me wasting my time, energy, or my finances if you do not want to be with me. That is the disrespect.
But listen,
no, I'm not putting my feelings out there to be embarrassed or more. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah. And here's the reality. It's probably only about 10% of the people who come forth and say that. Now, everybody say they would say that, but most people aren't saying that. So, no matter what you tell me, what's really going on in the world is that nobody's saying it. Nobody's saying, hey, I'm really, just kind of fed up with you, or I'm just not getting my needs fulfilled, and so I'm seeing somebody else, and, nobody's coming forth saying that kind of stuff. It would be nice, and so, the reality is by the time you get to the point that you feel like you would even entertain a private investigator or a private detective, the block is hot. You done seen some things. They done been late. They done came home.
If she goes to the bathroom with her phone, strike 1. If you do live together and you have a set schedule at work when you go in at 9, off at 5, what I would advise you to do is come home at 2:30, 2 o'clock, while the daytime TV show is on, and see if there's any cars in your driveway or parked across the street.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Okay.
Other techniques or tips I would advise to find out if your girl is shacking up on you. Just grab her phone. Majority of females will at least say, hey, let me see your phone at least one time. You go to get hers. See how fast she reacts with the no. Try that one. Ask to take her and her friend out. If your girl is cheating on you, 99% chance says her friend knows. If you decide to take her and her friend out and her friend at any point has a guilty look on her face, she's cheating on you. She's cheating on you. So you shouldn't go for the friend.
Right. Yeah, you still with us?
The best intentions, let it go.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
he gives you a lot of reasons why you don't have to get a detective.
Yeah.
You can try some of these techniques and save yourself a whole lot of money.
Right.
Better than going to Geico. I'm just trying to tell you. Jamal, I thank you for trying to pull out on some techniques of trying to figure out. But one of the things I like to say also to add to him, you know, look at her behavior.
Listen,
you know, when
yes.
she come in and she always, well, so-and-so was hitting on me. And she's trying to say to you she's missing something from you.
Right.
And again, it ain't always saying she's cheating. Sometimes she just wants some feeling of you really care and you really want me like how you used to be, but you're so busy that you ain't really paying me no attention. So again, you got to watch because some signals can come up mixed up. Mm-hmm. When they're just trying to get your attention, you're thinking it's somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, because
if they're cheating, they're trying to divert you.
Always. They ain't going to tell you about how somebody hit on them because they already know they done hit them.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's a different right there.
Yeah.
Somebody hit on me. Oh, it was just all right. See, all right means she done got hit, okay? And she done cheeked hit.
Yeah.
But when she getting your attention, she's like, oh, yeah, it was a couple people in there. And, you know, they notice how good I look, you know. Mm-hmm. And she looking at you and say, yeah, baby, you are very attractive. You are very sexy. Sometimes they just look for that reassurance. But it can hit you in a way, it was much men trying to hit on you.
Oh, yeah.
So now you got that rage of jealousy. And that ain't even what she was looking for.
Right.
She's just looking for you to give her some attention. So we are, men and women, we I like to say we look at things differently. Mm-hmm. But again, if we communicate clearly, we can come back together and we can go to bed with an understanding. Not going to bed mad. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you gonna go to bed mad if she cheating.
No, if she cheating and she ain't telling you, you ain't gonna go to bed mad. And especially if she still had her house, you ain't gonna know.
You going to bed mad.
Bro, if your girl is smiling when you know she should be mad at you, when you know she should be mad at you.
Oh, man.
If she's smiling, bro, she cheating.
Yeah. One of the first things you'll begin to notice is you'll notice emotional distance between the two of you. Things aren't just the way they used to be. You know, you don't get the same hugs and the same kisses, and they be looking at you a little differently. They might spend more time in the other room. Maybe want to spend more time out away from home. You'll start to notice, that emotional disconnect, is the first thing.
You never want to take you out nowhere no more because she might run into the other one.
Right. Right. But ultimately, it's going to be your instinct that tells you, just deep down, heart of hearts, you sense something is wrong and something is wrong in the relationship. And that's a feeling that, as true as it may be, you out there by yourself if you ain't got some proof. Right? Right. I mean, you could know it and you could sense it and you could experience it in your heart and mind. You could just know that you know that you know. You've seen everything necessary to figure it out, but you can't prove it. Mm-hmm. And so if you can't prove it, everybody's pretty much calling you a fool.
Yeah, they talking about it.
Yeah. So now you got to get some evidence. Now you got to get some hard facts to support your case, so that you don't think that you crazy, number one, and so the world don't think that you crazy, number two. And most importantly, so you can slap your significant other across the forehead with the information. And they have no way of backing out, no way of lying, no way of nothing. Now, you could leave long before that. You could leave just on your impulse, just on your instinct, right? You could be like, all right, enough of this. I already know what's going on. I know I can't prove it. I ain't seen him with her. I ain't got no receipts. He didn't smell differently, but you know what? Something ain't right.
You ain't gonna get no receipts. No. Oh, on a man, you would catch receipt.
Right.
On a female, they is professional.
They are professional.
They are professional.
They are so
when
good with it.
Cheats, you will not know until the relationship is already over.
And that's why you need.
You catch her. It's because she wanted you to catch her.
Or because you hired a private detective. And you got the shit up front and don't have to ask no more questions. Ain't nothing wrong with that approach, I don't think. I think that's just an easy way. You think what's the coach of the New England Patriots, Belichick?
Oh.
You think Belichick is asking questions himself? No. He sends a representative who gonna get all the information. Who gonna put the 30-page report together? here's how long it's been going on. Here's who it is.
If I think you cheating on me, I'm deliberately looking for your friend, your sister, your mama, and your homegirl.
Yeah.
That's just me personally.
You going to...
You ain't finna just get me.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I missed some of that. You saying if she cheating on you, you going to holler at one of her girls?
If I find out or think that you cheating on me, that's fine. Cheat on me.
Yeah.
Hurt my feelings. Break my heart.
Yeah.
But please believe I'm going for your mama, your sister, your cousin, the best friend. I'm going for somebody in your immediate future that you have a relationship with. You ain't finna like somebody. If you break up with me, I'm breaking your relationship with somebody else. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
That's deep, boy. We had a show about bitterness.
You need some help. You need somebody.
We had a show about bitterness, and listen, I understand the emotion. I understand the emotion coming from.
That's practicing to do it better.
Yeah, that's
evil.
Yeah, that's evil. Yeah.
That's straight as evil.
That's straight evil.
You need help, bro.
But listen, I understand the emotional, the passion that's coming out of you. Because you feel so taken when somebody cheats on you. You feel so violated, so used and abused. You know what I mean? When people cheat on you, because it's just a blatant slap in the face and sign of disrespect. But if you suspect it and you ain't got no real answers, perhaps asking for help is not a bad thing. It is now time for us to take another break. And as you can see, folks, we're talking about real subjects. Everybody in here has dealt with cheating, whether you cheated or whether somebody cheated on you. And we're hoping we're, opening some doors for you, add some value. That's what we plan to do here tonight. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to be right back. We got the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey coming on with us next. And he is always on fire. So you stay tuned. We'll be back with more of our talk.
We're going to bring another younger person in and get his point of view.
Okay.
Alright? But before we even bring that person in, we're going to go ahead and dissect this a little bit ourselves.
Yeah.
We did a little of this behind the scenes.
Right.
It's time for us to talk about this on the upfront.
Right.
Get your...
I'm ready.
You ready? If you ask me, would I take a lie detector test to basically prove my truthfulness? Hell no.
No?
No. Why am I taking a lie detector test when I'm being honest? I gave up lying a long time ago. So if I feel like if I got to start taking a lie detector test just to prove to you I'm being honest, then you ain't believing me regardless. But if the tests make you feel like, okay, I feel better now because you passed a polygraph test.
Right.
My whole thing is you still destroyed the trust that I have for you. Because you don't have none for me.
Right.
But you're going to let that test make you feel good about something I've been telling you. I'm going to start having problems from that day forth when it comes to you, because now I'm not believing in you, and you can't tell me nothing that's going to make me feel good about anything you got to say.
Right.
Because all you did was tear me down.
Right.
When I never lied to you.
Right.
I was upfront, told you what I was expecting, what I wanted, and then what I turn around and get is rhetoric. And, well, maybe you need to take another test. It's always going to be something because you want to find me wrong.
Yeah.
You want to bring me down.
Yeah.
Why would I want to be with a person that wants to find flaws in me? I have enough.
Right.
But you just want to bring more because I dated somebody just like you before.
Yeah.
And most Scorpios, y'all are liars.
Yeah.
Do not put me in a category of somebody else when you don't know me or my character. Don't do me.
Right.
Just because I'm a Scorpion, I got it tattooed on me. There's more reasons why I put that on me than a lying reason. I put it on me because you need to know when I get on you what's going to happen.
So watch this now. Watch this now. I'm devil's advocate.
I like that,
right? Last week you went missing for a couple of hours.
Okay.
You wouldn't answer my call. You never really had no excuse for it.
No.
Found a condom in your pocket. I'm saying, what you doing with a condom in your pocket?
Was it used? It was still in a wrapper, right?
It was in the wrap up, but you ain't got no business with it.
Man, I had a business with it. I believe in safe sex.
You ain't got, yeah, I bet you do. Outside of this house. So that's another thing. And nextly, you've been acting a little funny. You've been acting like you don't want to have sex with me, like you don't want to do nothing, you know. So now I got a reason to think that you ain't telling me the truth. There was some perfume on your sleeve the other day, and you all of a sudden, you know, going to work early and coming home late, and you're missing in action all, you know, different times of the day. Something going on.
Right.
You ain't calling me like you used to. You ain't talking to me like you used to.
And then when you ask me, you be like, well, what happened? I'd be like, well, I was with somebody. That's why the condom was in the pocket.
And that's why we did a lie detector test.
I don't need no damn lie detector. I'll tell you.
No. Now the woman would need a lie detector test because what you're saying ain't what. Here, listen. What you're saying isn't congruent with what she's seeing.
Wait a minute, you ain't congruent.
It ain't congruent.
You caught a condom in my pocket.
You can't.
I was out with someone else.
You can't.
And see, that's just it.
Brother, you married.
I ain't say I was married. You put the handicap on me.
No, that's what I'm talking about. You know, you married or you in a deep relationship. That's the only reason you would care enough to put a private investigator on. You know?
I would hope so. Yeah. I don't know. You might just be rich and you just want to be testing the waters. That's different people. I ain't the one.
Yeah. Well,
but again, with that scenario that you're saying,
the lie detector test. At a certain point, you're going to realize that the lie detector test has nothing to do with you. It's all about her. And so at that certain point, you got to say, okay, I need to give her what she thinks she needs. I'm just gonna give it. I'm just gonna buy because I'm honest. I'm not cheating, right? If I'm not cheating,
right. You ain't cheating.
Then I know I'm gonna pass the test. So let me just go ahead and give her what she needs. Now, yeah, it'll hurt me that she asked for that.
Exactly.
But if that in fact gives her enough security, then maybe we can move on.
Maybe.
Right? Because if I'm not cheating, then she is dealing with some real serious insecurities.
But what if she don't recognize that?
But they may not be of her own doing. They may not be of her own making.
It may not.
But if it is of her own making, then obviously she's got some healing and some changing to do.
Exactly.
Right?
But there's no guarantee with that test she's gonna recognize her own.
But you won't know until you give it to her.
Right. She's automatically saying, if you just do this. Believe me, you can do it and pass it. If she, in her mind, she really feel like you did, she's gonna think that maybe you practice for it. She's gonna make an excuse.
She's not gonna accept it.
Right, not to let it go.
But you can't deny her interest in trying to figure it out in that way.
Well, first of all,
because she's trying to go to the sciences. She don't want to hear from you no more.
If I'm doing all these negative things that you was talking about, she have every right, I guess, to feel that way. But I like to say, we can have a nice conversation, and a lot of that stuff could be cleared up, but I will say everybody's not honest.
Yeah.
All right, we got that person that's going to step in with us real quick. I got a younger person in the building. It is my son.
That's some good dialogue, man. We got to come back to that.
We're going to.
Yeah,
we got the whole 8 o'clock hour.
That's rich.
But I got to get a younger person's point of view, because I'm up there in age a little bit. We hitting the 50 clubs. So we're going to get somebody down before they hit the 30 clubs. Let's see what they feel about this. Go ahead and give it to Rock. See what he got to say about it.
How you doing, Mr. Rock?
I'm alright. What's happening, world? How y'all doing out there? Facebook, Instagram.
We doing good.
Okay. All right. Calm all that down. Calm down around your people. Calm down. Go ahead and ask them the question real quick.
So the question is, would you take a lie detector test to prove to your partner that you're not cheating, or would you go to such lengths to hire a private detective to catch someone cheating on you?
No, and no.
You would never use one of those resources. And right now, because you think you could figure it all out yourself, is that right? Or is because
do you know your ass lying?
If you feel like she's cheating on you, that you don't need to go that far.
Nah, I think if somebody gonna cheat on you, 9 out of 10, there's signs. You can recognize the signs.
There's signs, yes.
And then, like you said, vice versa, me taking a lie detector test, that ain't gonna work. Just
why ain't it gonna work?
Period. Because at the end of the day, I would rather. I'm gonna pull my cups here when I say this, but I would rather, be honest. I don't need no lie detector test to tell me that I'm lying if I truly know.
So watch this. So she cornered you one day and say, listen, I got one of my friends down at the police station asked me, I could bring you down there and go ahead and do the lie detector test like right now.
What?
But you ain't lying, so you ain't, what do you have to lose by going down there? Maybe some pride, I don't know, maybe, but
I wouldn't lose any pride.
you wouldn't just go take the test for her?
I wouldn't lose any pride. It's not even a pride thing. At the end of the day, it's more of a me thing. I mean, what is the purpose of this test? I mean, if you really ask me what you want to ask me, I will give you an answer. So at the end of the day, that test isn't valid.
That's a great
and
question.
Hold on, before you cut me off, I want to say this one more time. What they call the lie detector test, they're not always accurate.
Okay. They're not always accurate.
I would say it like this, and I like how Kraft put it. If somebody had me in a position, they say, well, I got to go down to the police station and I get a free polygraph test just to prove something. I'm with Kraft for a little bit. I will go. But please understand, once we done and you get the results, you can either get your shit or I'm getting mine. Because at this point, I am not staying somewhere that I'm not celebrated and I feel comfortable.
Right.
I'm not going to be with a person that's going to make me miserable. I'm not doing it. And again, I want to prove to her that I was being honest. And then I honestly going to get my behind up out of there. Because I'm not staying in a situation where she going to fix. What's she going to fix?
That makes perfect sense, right? But this show is talking about cheaters.
Okay, now if you're talking about just cheating.
We talking about cheating. You
just
cheated, you did it.
I did it.
You can't run from it. She saw it, she felt it, she understood it. You cheated, you lied. Would you go take the polygraph test? Would her question of asking you, would you take the polygraph test, force you to tell the truth at that point? Like, she knows.
Yeah, I mean.
Would you just go ahead and pour out the truth?
Yes.
Or,
I think that's a time where you have to face yourself. Because again, at that point, the relationship pretty much good chance of being over with. It is a time that I like to say, if I've been lying and I know I've been cheating, she got the evidence. I left condoms in my pocket. It's back to what Kraft was saying. I showed signs of coming home late, perfume on me.
Your boy saw out.
And then she's like, I just want to know.
Yeah.
It's time to, you know something? You can't keep a relationship going off a lie. So it is time somebody got to sit down and be like, you know something? Yes, you're right.
Right.
And at that point,
I did it.
She's going to either leave you behind, she's going to make a decision, but most of the time, she's just surprised to hear the truth.
Right.
A lot of people used to lies all the way to the end. You can change at any point and give them honesty. Because again, if I didn't really, and I ain't gonna say really mean to do it, because if you cheated, you meant to do it. That's not even start with them lies.
Right.
But you really want to be a different person. It starts when you recognize your faults.
Absolutely.
And that's where I feel like we fall short of the glory, because we be like, something wrong, she don't know, it ain't gonna hurt.
Right.
But she figured it out, but it ain't gonna hurt her.
Right.
And I can just keep this and I'm gonna go on till the wheels fall off. It's gonna fall off a whole lot harder and quicker if you can't fess up and understand, because you will not change. Because I will keep on doing it.
Because here we go. It's almost time for us to go to break. Here's the truth, that you got somebody passionately asking you for the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You got somebody who's desperately asking you to level with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to be humble. They're trying not to blow it out of proportion. They're trying to maintain their composure. They're trying to get the truth. And you keep running from the truth. This person keeps running from the truth. And so they get to a point where painstakingly they ask for a polygraph test. They're not going to bring that to you out of the abstract. They're going to have thought about it. They're going to know what it says. They're going to study it. They're going to Google it. They understand what polygraph means. When they ask you for this, that they are already at a very bad place. And listen, what's really happening here is that, I'll put myself in this story. I know that you've been cheating. And every time that I think about you cheating, it just tears a hole in my heart and in my spirit. It makes me feel so unworthy, because I depend on you making me feel worthy. Not that I need you to make me feel worthy, but you make me feel worthy by being with me. And if you're cheating on me, you make me feel unworthy. You make me feel like I'm a bad person. You make me feel like I'm not enough. I'm trying to be in a wholesome relationship with you, and you stepping out and lying to me on top of that over and over and over again. The sister done seen you, the neighbors done seen you, the damn co-workers done seen you, and stop it. Give me some reality. And that's got to be a point where the person is really, really feeling is in a bad way in their spirit. And I'm attempting to empathize for the victim of those who are cheated on, because it's so painful for you to put your trust into somebody and they break it. And they break it on a daily basis, over and over and over. And every time you think that they might be on the straight and narrow, they sneak off in a corner and do something again. They do it in a different way. And it's like, as much as you love them, you have no choice but to walk away from them. All you're doing is creating your own self-misery if you stay in a situation where somebody's continuing to cheat on you. You know they're cheating. Yeah, you can go hire a private detective and you can get all the information, but all that's going to do is tell you what you've already known, number one, and you may have a way to fight back at the person who cheated on you, but ultimately, you still are left with the decision to get the hell out of there. And that's not easy.
No, it's not.
That's not easy. Blaming somebody who is wrong and knowing that because you have convicted them, your whole life circumstances is going to change. Right?
And that's serious.
I'm going to have to give up some life, so to speak. I'm going to have to go through some real hardships to move on with my life. And he's cheating. She's cheating. So it's much, much, much deeper than just asking for a lie detector test. You've been stabbing me in the back constantly for some period of time. And it has come to my attention, full force, wholeheartedly, that you are doing something that I would not approve of. And I want the truth so we can work through it. Because, okay, you cheated, man, forget all that. Okay, forget all that. Let's see if we can work through this. That's what real love would do. Right? Now, if the person's so conniving and have been so conniving for a certain period of time, that's the point where you want to say, hey, I need to oust you from the team.
Right.
I got to put you outside the gate, and you can never come back in. Because, the reality is that past behavior equals future behavior, and if you got a cheater on your hands and they show no remorse, they are not going to stop cheating. They are going to continue to cheat, and they're going to continue to play games with your heart and play games with your mind. And they're still going to be sneaking around corners and be unavailable at certain times. And they're still going to be running game and bringing flowers home, smiling in your face. And all the while, they're stabbing you in the back. And, I don't mean, I'm kind of feeling some negativity. I'm not meaning to express negativity. But we're talking about dealing with energy robbers. Mental robbers, spiritual robbers, love robbers. We're talking about dealing with thieves.
That's it.
Who will rob you of your most precious possession, and that is your love and your care and your interest in trying to help them, and all the while they're defiling you. That's where we have to stand up, and we got to bow our back. We are not going to accept that. And we don't have to get a polygraph. We don't have to get a private detective. We know what we know, and we're going to have to stand on what we know. Otherwise, you're going to be running around playing games really to prove to them that you know. And sometimes that's a big game for them. They want you to scavenger hunt. Oh, that lead didn't turn up nothing. Oh, that lead didn't turn up nothing. Oh, that number that you saw on my phone didn't turn up for nothing. Oh, they kind of like to chase, right? That's the nature of criminal activity. So
I got other things to do with my time.
Yeah. Let's move to our break. We're going to come back. We obviously couldn't have the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey, God bless him, wherever he was and is tonight. And I'm sure he's doing his thing. He just actually had another commitment that we weren't unaware of. But we know he would have put it down, and we're going to look forward to him putting it down next week. So y'all stay tuned. Me and Jay and Rock, we're going in on the subject on the second half. This dialogue is absolutely amazing on the subject, and I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. We'll be right back with our talk with Jay right after this.
Jay, Man, we going in hard on this topic tonight.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope y'all are enjoying this. Kind of a spin to it because, you know, it's a two-part question. We went hard on the lie detector part. Now, I think we got to go in on the secondary part, asking, would you hire a private detective? Now, before the show, I already gave you mine. I was like, what was that, Pastor Bowinkle? Hell to the now, to the now.
You wouldn't use a private detective?
My whole thing is, I'm not quick to use a private detective because, again, I'm that dude I'm starting to feel you cheating.
Right.
And I really feel that you're being dishonest to me, and I have to go to that link. I'm already not feeling it. I'm already to a point where that would help validate, but a lot of times how I feel validates me.
Right.
You're robbing me, and you're making me feel. And if it's something we can work through, and you just on something else where you're not cheating, but I need some time away from you because you get on my nerves. It might be one of those situations. The whole thing is, we need to come together and see if there's something we can work out, or we can just get the heck on. And I don't want to make people give up on marriages or long-term relationships, any of these things. But if you're not able to work through anything, then that's one of the common things you might have to consider. Because there's no reason just to stay in a relationship just to stay miserable. Knowing I'm always going to have this in my head. So regardless if that person came back and gave me validation on what I was already thinking,
Okay.
I'm already in that position that I'm not feeling you.
Okay.
So I want to work on that before I start investing money just to prove what I'm already, because once you get that proof, you still have to make another thing. It's called a decision.
Right.
Now, if you ain't ready to make that decision to leave, you could be throwing away a lot of money.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that get what they looking for. Because a lot of times you dig enough, you'll find out whatever you want.
Right.
You get it. Now you got it. You got it.
Yeah.
And he sits there and he's like, yeah, I did it. And I still love you, but I did it. Now,
that person had to mash the truth out of him.
yeah, you beat him over the head.
You had to mash the truth out of him.
I got pictures,
and
proof.
And listen, that is I think the fundamental principle behind hiring a private detective is you've gotten to the point where now your hands are tied. Now, I'll just give you a little bit of my personal history. I suspected someone of cheating on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I started observing, and I started watching, and I started, checking a little bit here and there. I didn't want to go through the phone. I didn't want to go through the emails. And,
Right.
I just don't want to go that far, right? And so, as things got hotter and hotter, I got more mad and wanted more answers and more answers. And it was painstakingly. I went through the process painstakingly, and I found a number of evidential clues.
Right.
But I already knew that she was cheating. I just didn't have the proof in hand. So even with the proof in hand, it didn't make me feel no better.
No.
It didn't make me feel no better. But it did give me enough information for me to make a final and long-term decision. And that is what a private investigator, I think, will do for you. For those of you who are going through this situation, it is very common for people to hire private detectives. And the reason why people hire private detectives is so many benefits unreal. But before you hire a private investigator or a detective, there's several questions already at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you with? Where were you at? What were you doing? Why were you there? And when were you there? The answer to all of those questions will give me evidence as to you telling the truth or you lying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, now, I went painstakingly through the process, and it hurt me every little fundamental thing I learned about it. If I had hired a private detective,
Mm-hmm.
I would have had the information and been far enough away that I could have probably not got myself in no trouble. You see what I'm saying? And so it kind of slows the process down, but it hits you with all the information at one time, and you have all the questions answered: who, what, where, when, why, and to have that in your hand can do a lot for you, especially if you're married, right?
Yep.
If you're married now, that can change the game because you got proof to show the judge of why you're asking for this divorce, and you're not going to be put in a less than situation as a result of him going out cheating and breaking up the relationship. So it can do a lot for you in the divorce process. But hiring a private detective, in my mind, is an easy way to just get information. What if you're all wrong?
Okay.
A private investigator is not going to spill that over to the person you're looking at. You can be investigated and never know you've been investigated. Right? Now, what does a private investigator do? They take your concern, your issue, and they go and find proof. They take pictures. They can. They are so advanced now. They can scroll through your emails. They can scroll through your past phone history. They can scroll through every text message that you have on your phone. They can go into your phone.
All my texts?
All of them. They can go and look in your pictures. They can get in. There's nothing that people can't do. And listen, you think if the government in one fashion, CIA, FBI, DEA, whoever they are, you think if they don't want to know who you are, they go right into your business and look around just like anything, right? And those systems are there to keep the world in its integrity. Right?
They might not want to get in my phone.
I ain't got no problem with my phone. You look through my phone.
You might not want to look at my phone.
Yeah, I ain't got no trouble with my phone. But
I do.
But I learned a long time ago. You don't do that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I just delete it.
Yeah. Well, you're a single man. You're a single man.
See, yeah, that's why I said just delete it. I still do it though.
Private investigators are easy, man. They make it smooth, and they get the job done in no time. They'll bring you back a laundry list of things that says here is exactly what they said they were doing, exactly what they said they were doing, or they keep dropping by this address, or they keep dropping by that address, and they keep talking to this number on the phone, and it belongs to X, Y, and Z, and they can tell you exactly what's going on. So they're not a bad resource. And listen, this is how business is done. And I don't even want to call it big business, but this is how business is done, right?
Okay.
If you think that your competitors are doing something and breaking the law, or doing something and stealing or taking advantage of the market, hey, Miss AP, how you doing?
Right.
What you do is you hire a private investigator. Welcome.
Nice. All y'all just paying attention. AP just got in the building, y'all.
Yeah. What's good with you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We doing good.
Girl.
What are y'all talking about?
We gotta get to her.
Yeah.
We're about to get the real now, dog. Oh, this show about to go viral.
All right. Yeah. We are talking about it's a two-part question.
Okay.
Would you take a lie detector test to prove to your partner that you're not cheating? And would you go to such lengths to hire a private detective to catch someone cheating on you?
Yes, let's just cut through this bullshit. So, let's cut straight through this bullshit. So, if anybody were to ever ask me that, like that I was in a relationship with, so a bigger conversation needs to take place at this point, and that is, what is it about you as an adult that wants to be in a relationship with someone you can't trust? Because if you can't take my word, then what are you doing here?
Okay.
If you gotta get lie detector tests and private investigators involved, it's time for us to go our separate ways.
Listen, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense if you're innocent.
It's time to go.
But if you cheating, they're trying to get to the bottom line of what they see, and that's what we talk about. We got cheaters
clearly
here.
you know, because if you want it, like,
yeah,
what
but
is
knowing
it?
ain't enough sometimes.
You need to get your life together, because if your gut is telling you, you know what, I don't trust what this person is saying to me, I'm gonna go and get a lie detector test, or I'm gonna go get somebody else outside of my relationship to tell me about my relationship.
Yeah.
Then your relationship is already over.
Well,
it's already over.
Yeah, if you're cheating, it already is over. Now I just want to prove it. Because right now, you what you're gonna do is you probably gonna go tell your mom, I think he's cheating on him. I'm saying, well, what, did you see something, baby? Did you catch him? Did you know something? What, you seen something? Well, no, I just feel it. Girl, you better go on home and take care of your man. You might not feel that way about with your mother, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you're gonna have to tell the world, like, okay, you left him and you just thought he was cheating. You ain't catch him. You ain't.
You know what?
you ain't figuring nothing out.
woman's intuition is a beautiful thing. That bitch ain't never wrong.
I know, but
that bitch ain't never wrong.
But until you can prove it,
I don't need to prove
he ain't
it.
never wrong.
If my intuition if my inner being, which is my intuition, and my inner being is in sync with the all-knowing. So if my inner being gets a message from the all-knowing
Right.
and tells me this Negro ain't to be trusted, no matter, and it could not be that it could be that he fucking with your money. It could be he fucking, it could be something else.
Yeah.
If he ain't to be trusted, he ain't to be trusted.
Right.
Period. And
So-
here's the thing
so-
with me. With me, respect and trust go hand in hand. If I don't respect you, then I don't trust you. If I don't trust you, I don't respect you.
Right.
So that means the relationship is done, bro.
It's done.
It's done.
And so you leave with this
Clear-headed, clear conscience.
You leave with divine understanding, and that's all you got.
That's all I need.
And you ain't proved nothing. You
That's
ain't
all I need.
found no condoms or panties or nothing like that. You
And I
ain't see
left,
no hotel
I
receipts.
left with no STDs. I left with all my money in my pocket.
But you could have been very wrong.
I probably wasn't. I guarantee.
Probably
I guarantee,
isn't enough to break up a
guarantee-
marriage.
I guarantee you, I wasn't.
Probably isn't enough.
If I'm married,
You
to
got to
somebody,
see something. What would
No,
you
I
have to
don't.
see?
No, I don't.
What would you have to see to know that he's cheating?
What do you mean? What would I have to see?
I mean, you can't just feel it. That could be your own insecurities. What would you have to see? You got to prove it. You got to go to a court. Oh, listen, judge, why you asking for a divorce? Because he cheated. Well, Miss Jones, how you know he
that's why it's
cheated?
called irreconcilable.
Well, I felt it so deeply in my spirit.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you ain't getting no extra
No,
money
it's just called
today.
irreconcilable differences, and I mean that's the loophole for everything. Like it's irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, but when it comes to asking for that cash flow, irreconcilable differences don't make no difference.
Who's asking for cash?
We're talking about divorce. We're talking about two people separating because of cheating.
I
need a lie detector test. I need a lie detector test, or I need a
First of all, lie detector
private
test.
detective.
Here's the thing. Here's the beautiful. I love it when people talk about lie detector tests because let's talk about being black and being in these United States and the confidence that we have in our judicial system, right?
Right.
So the thing about that judicial system is that there's a reason why lie detector tests are not submissible in a court of law. I personally have faked, like I've passed 3 lie detector tests, you know, because it's very easy to fake a lie detector test.
Yes.
So that's why they're not
Very
fucking
easy.
admissible.
Yeah.
So it's like let's not play this game.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's not admissible.
If you buy a car, you get insurance on your car. If you buy a house, you get insurance on your house. If you get married, get a fucking prenup, and you don't have to worry about shit like this.
Yeah, but you could lose some love. You know what I'm saying?
Love is everywhere. I love that. I dodge dick on a daily, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only motherfucker out here doing it. Like, let's not play like
Of
it's a
course
shortage.
you're not.
It's like we're
She
showing like
dodged it on the
it's not a
regular.
shortage out here. 'Cause it's not.
It just
Hit
hit
a little deeper than
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Thinking
yeah.
about some relationships.
I am
Thinking about
too.
keeping somebody.
I am
you know?
too. It's not. No, when I say I dodge dick on a daily, it's
just
not.
hit and quit. You know?
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about any woman with a vagina gets offered at least 3 relationships a day.
Yeah, well, most of them ain't worth a shit, and you know
How
that.
would you know that?
You know what I'm saying?
How would you know?
You know that. Don't even act like you don't know that.
You know
most
what?
Of them heifers
If I was picking my chicks up at the ice bar on Fayetteville Road, yeah, I'd probably say that too. But yeah, no.
Listen,
I mean,
you can meet
pretty around some high
what's
caliber
Mansfield in the nice corporate office in downtown Hyatt. You know what I'm saying? He'll cut your throat. He's the
But I'm
same
saying,
knucklehead.
and that's what I'm saying though. If you're in tune with your inner being, it's not gonna lead you astray, dude. It's not, because your inner being is entitled to
Yeah,
your mind.
I do believe your gut feeling, your inner being is going to give you some information. But is it going to give you enough information to blatantly accuse this person of cheating?
I don't have to accuse you of cheating. All I can say is, you know what? Something in my gut, something has changed. Something ain't right.
Something ain't right. You'll know it.
And
Yeah.
since I can't put my finger on it and you ain't volunteering no information, let's just take a chill pill for a second. Let's just back for a second.
Okay.
Because space and opportunity will tell you a lot.
And listen, do you? Yes, keep
Space
talking
and
about that.
opportunity
Yeah, I
will
like
tell
that.
you
Keep
a
talking
lot.
about that.
It'll tell you
What you mean by
Just
that?
fall back for a second and watch how nigga move. Just fall. Just observe.
Yeah.
Sound like she's about to give up a little ace card in this
observe.
area.
I mean, you know,
I like this one.
we got a sales technique for it. It's called negative reverse. and you just be a little more negative than the prospect.
But it sounds like
you know.
she's saying bag up.
Just back up.
Yeah, if he out there doing all that,
Right.
it will show
It's
itself.
gonna show
Oh,
it.
it
Just
will
back
show itself.
up.
And she said this back up. I don't
Just
have to
back
leave the
up. Yeah,
whole
I like
You ain't
relationship.
gotta leave the whole
I'm
relationship.
giving you
If you
space.
back
So
up-
that's what you want.
Just
Yeah.
Go do it.
Yeah, because people don't like silent space. And really, silent space is so dangerous because if you don't know what they're thinking, they could be thinking something very different than what you think they're thinking. They could be putting a plan together to take you, you know what I'm saying? They could be to leave you. So,
There's nothing more beautiful than a psychological pause.
yeah, you're exactly right. You know, this subject is it's a very common subject. People are hiring private investigators every single day to discover information that they just can't find for themselves. Or a lot of people don't want to have to reach out for that stuff. And it ain't just personal couple of relationships. It's every area of life. Politicians are getting investigated, and the guy who your boss is getting investigated for this, that, and the other. So it's happening in every part of the world. But we're mostly saying in here, hey, I don't feel like I need to hire one because I'm gonna let my gut feel and tell me. And we know the gut's expressing something. It may not be right on track, but it's in the vicinity that something's not right and something's going wrong. So listen, it's time for another break. We're gonna come back and continue to make this subject flow. Man, this is a powerful subject, man. I'm really loving it. So you folks stay tuned. We're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay. Right after this.
Welcome back to Bar Talk with Jay. And my girl put a now later in mouth and said, ooh, it's so good. Just messed my whole life up. Only Bar Talk with Jay.
Now later, we'll do that
now
to you,
later.
brother.
Yes, now, little now, and somewhat later. If you didn't know what that candy meant. Boy, it's like having a Chico stick, boy. I'm telling you, it's going back.
What you know about Chico
Come
stick?
on now. I ain't no young fuck. I play with
What you know about them log cabins? What?
Boy, look at you. You going back with the Susie Q. You telling our age and everything.
I don't care, bro. That's the best snacks in the universe.
Hey, I don't
Boston
know.
baked beans on
What?
living
But
here.
still good.
What?
Mike and I?
Yeah.
You don't know about that. You don't know about that.
And
Just don't throw out no liquid. Yeah, that black one.
You don't do
Sorry,
licorice?
no, I don't do liquid.
I don't do licorice either, man. I don't even like red liquor.
I like
Damn, I'm good.
You do licorice?
Twizzlers are good.
Twizzlers? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah.
Give me some Skittles. That's more. I love the rainbow.
Yeah. How we end up talking about I love the rainbow.
Oh yeah, in the studio we be doing
Right.
this.
Skittles.
All
We
right,
got some in the studio. So, folks, we are tonight talking about would you take a lie detector test to prove to your partner that you're cheating, or would you go to such lengths as hire a private detective to catch someone cheating? And the consensus seemed to be they would not do it. They would not, the consensus on both sides of the table here, that they would not take a lie detector test and that they would not hire a private investigator.
Now remember, I told you, I would go down there and take it. But remember, when I go down there and take it, when I come out of there, we ain't together. Once I pass it, we ain't together because you don't trust me.
So watch this.
I'm not
Let's
sticking
Exactly.
with
You
you. I'm
can't
not.
trust-
Listen,
you can't trust me while you're with me.
I'm gonna give her that closure and she go.
Right.
Here's a lie detector test, right?
Okay.
Let's say you, I've been in this situation before. Let's say you went out and you spent $40 that day, right?
Okay.
Wife manages the budget. She says, how much you spend? She, I don't know, $25, $30, whatever, right? And she go back in the account and looks and see you spent $40,
Okay.
right? That's no different. That's like a lie detector test, right? So she went back, she checking behind you every single thing that you do. How do you feel about that?
I really feel like this is gonna be a lack of trust again. Now, don't get me wrong. If I say 40 and I spend 25, 30, I might have a little extra in my pocket, whatever. But my whole thing is, I'm looking for the bigger picture. Are you looking to make sure we investing right? Are you looking to make sure I ain't spending it and blowing it on some stupid stuff? Then I'm loving that.
That's
box.
what she's doing.
But when you say, I want to make sure you ain't spending it on some other hoochie and all
Yeah,
that,
she
shit,
checking
your
up on you.
insecurities.
Yeah.
That's playing in my pocket, and I ain't got time for
If
that.
the receipt got 2 meals on it She want to know who you was
I go
with.
business dinners all the time.
All the time.
I know.
I'm
I
writing
know
them
that.
off.
You know that.
But my whole thing
But all of
is,
those
if
are
you
questions.
wants to look at that and that's what you gonna validate your whole thoughts behind,
Yeah.
you already had them problems.
Mhm.
If you knew what I was doing beforehand,
Right.
you knew I was going out, you knew I was doing these certain things. You can't expect everything just to drop overnight.
Right.
Right.
But if you want to be a stickler and you want to be what I like to call a person that love the bitch, you gonna have every ammunition to keep throwing stuff at me. Why would I want somebody constantly tearing me down? I ask people this all the time. A relationship should be a nurturing, positive on both ends. Now I can do some things that ain't positive, and we should have a conversation about it, for I can understand what I'm doing. Because if it is hurting you, and I don't really mean to do it, then I have some corrections that I have to make a
Okay.
choice if I want to make.
Okay. watch
Or
this.
leave.
Let's bring this home. Let's bring this home. I want you to, each of you, to bring it as close as you possibly can. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
How close you want? Because she got a mouthful
you-
right
you're
there.
in-
Just saying, bro. Just saying.
You're in a relationship.
Okay.
You love each other.
Mhm.
Oh.
You can maybe have children. You got a family.
No,
Right.
AP don't want to.
Whatever that is, that's you're in a relationship. Whatever it means in a relationship that you want. So you discover, you have that sixth sense that your spouse is cheating on you.
Did AP cheat on me? Let me tell you
That
something.
your spouse
Make
is
it
cheating.
happen.
Listen, what do you do? How do you deal with it? How do you manage it, right? Because that's what this show ultimately is about. It's about how to address the cheater.
Right.
What do you do? How do you get to
If it's
what?
AP cheat on me, AP.
Oh,
On me.
man.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Bring it close to home, man.
That's
somebody
close.
you kept.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
AP cheating on me.
Yeah, she on another radio show.
Knowing she make good money and look good. I gotta step my game up. Shit. I ain't trying to lose it. She hate on that.
Okay, that's
I know.
one answer.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
one answer.
We hold on, we gotta work this out.
Exactly.
I mean, 'cause this ain't no broke shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Listen.
I gotta like, hang on.
Okay.
What is it that you know?
Pick your battles, man.
Yeah.
Pick your
There
battles.
you go.
That one right there might not be a battle. You go, she can walk
That's-
right away with all that goodness
That's good.
because you ain't willing to be understanding
That's
because
good.
you want to be
Know
over
your
there being
role.
stubborn.
Now,
Know
Watch
your
out.
role.
If they cheating because your game ain't on swole, then you probably be okay with that. Is that what you saying to me?
I'm not gonna say it just like that. I just
You have to look at the picture holistically.
right. You gotta look at the
You be like, okay, he got money. She got money.
I mean,
They cheating.
it gotta go past the money because
Yeah.
our money shouldn't be a huge
listen,
factor.
I know that and you know that, but how, we all know situations where just they stay in there because the living's good.
I mean,
They know they cheating,
You
but
know,
they
a lot
stay in
of
there when the
times
living's good.
people stay in there because they in love. Okay, my whole thing about love and you all in this love, that emotion should be a positive, nurturing type situation. And if this person is not really adding any value,
They're
you
cheating.
holding on to a person that's just mentally robbing you. So if that person ain't bringing the money home like they used to, they're running the street, they constantly cheating, they're taken away from the family. Okay, without kids, they still taken away from the family. So at that point, I have to make a conscious decision for my own health because he already got me over a barrel. Because if he brings something else back, you stuck.
Right.
My whole thing is like, well, sometimes you gotta get out with your health. Because everybody ain't gonna helpfully be honest and lead you in a positive. Everybody ain't gonna lead you anyway. And if I'm sitting there and I'm
9
realizing,
times out of 10, you're not gonna get the truth out of them.
you might not. I'm not gonna
You'll
say
have
you
to
can or
discover.
can't. But the bottom line is,
Statistics show.
I'm not always looking. To me, my validation ain't always what you say. A lot of it is what you do.
Exactly.
So if you out there and you ain't doing none of the positive things, you coming home late, you ain't cooking, you're not doing anything nurturing me, you ain't even checking on my behind.
Right.
I really don't need the validation you cheat. I really need the validation you need to get away from me.
I
Because
need the validation. You need to get the hell away.
yeah, that's all. I mean, but my whole thing is I don't need to chase it down
Yeah.
to find out what man caused you to do it. You chose to do it.
Right.
So I have to make a decision off of the choices that you've been making. I
Right.
don't always have to hear somebody else always in you.
Right.
That's what some people need to hear. Oh, somebody else is with it. How about she's starting to fall out of love with your ass? And
Right.
some of that stuff could be you.
Right.
You know, you
Sure,
don't
sure.
show none of these signs, but you want to investigate her.
Yeah.
Half of it's you. You don't show her no love. You don't show her no affection.
Yeah.
All you do is work, bring your money home,
Yeah.
and expect her to still feel good about you. And you don't even look the same. Stomach all out.
Right.
Big done shrunk in. And then you quick to talk about getting invested. You might want to get yourself in shape.
You might wanna
You
just
might want to get that
change
chemistry
yourself.
back.
Preach.
Because you done lost a lot of stuff, but you feel she should still be there. It goes both ways. But we're fighting and getting somebody else involved for we can validate. because I want to get this divorce and I want to make sure I walk away with everything. I didn't marry her to leave her stranded, hurt, busted, and disgusted. My whole thing is for us to grow.
Right.
But it seems like now we trying to validate to make sure we don't come out on the short end of the stick. Believe me, I'm coming up on the short end of the stick regardless if I chose a woman that's not having my best interest at heart.
Boom.
Believe me, I just took a bombshell right there.
Right.
So looking for your money and the rest, my mind will get it back. So whatever she might walk away with, she probably won't be able to keep.
Right.
Exactly.
But I gotta keep my sanity before I can get back.
There you go.
And we
Gotta
lose
keep your
it by
sanity.
holding on to what we don't need because it's been taught to us. You know, you just gotta deal with it. You know, it's like you said, you go home, your mama, you ain't got no proof, take your butt back. I don't think my mother will ever say that to me.
Hell no.
My mom would be like, if you ain't comfortable with the situation, baby, then you don't
Right.
need to have
What
that
you doing
conversation. You gotta make some decisions.
Right.
Because the whole thing is getting validation and finding that proof helps you somewhat mentally. I don't think it helps you at all. It's like you say, it just fuels. It almost enrages you. Now,
Enrages you. Yeah.
now you in a position where you're not, to me, going to work that situation. You're not going to negotiate well on your feelings. Period.
Yeah, ever.
So
That's a great point.
You're going into your feelings, guaranteed. Then
Yeah.
it's going to be a bad deal.
Right.
I wouldn't advise you to make a deal under that kind of pressure.
Right.
It's going to be a bad deal, and I'm going to tell you you're going to come up short.
Yeah.
So you, AP, give it space.
Right.
Back away.
Let it breathe.
I need that situation to see where it's going to show me even more
Like
without me
fine
being
wine.
totally in it. Because when you in it trying to fix it, you're not really watching it. You're not on top of it.
You're not on top
You
of
got to step back and give it.
Yeah.
And just like when you get mad at a person, I really believe this is a rule of thumb. If somebody piss you off to the top of your head, give them time. Because it has to marinate where they can understand their wrongs, and you have to take time to recognize what all went on. By you giving this little bit of space, he ain't speaking to me. Don't use that time for the negative. Use it for a positive. Where he ain't saying that much right now, but at least he ain't bitching. He ain't drilling you. He's
That's
giving
a
you
problem.
time to really for you to develop how you want to develop. Because I want a person to have. I come home from work, I be stressed. Give me a little time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give everybody a little wind down.
Yeah.
So when
But-
we get
and
mad,
listen.
give them a little time.
And that makes perfect sense. And you
But-
recognize, and I'm just only trying to show the dichotomy of the scenario. You recognize that when they give you time, they have no choice but to detach. Right? That's not always good. It may be partly necessary, but they literally have to detach in order to give you space. And sometimes they in this gray area, they're like, oh, you know what? I don't need any anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Well, good.
Or I might need to move on with my life or whatever.
Move
whatever.
on.
That's cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but
use your time any way you want.
you gotta recognize that. All I'm suggesting is that that space, that it takes a real intention, and it takes a lot to back away, to just back away and give that space.
You gotta
That's
think
not an
about it,
easy.
really.
That's not always
Let
an
me
easy.
explain.
Look at it
No.
two ways.
That's
though.
not
Let me
always an
explain
easy
to
thing
you.
to do,
Let me-
because you
no.
have to.
It is very easy for me to protect my mental health.
Knowing who you are.
It's really easy for me to protect my mental health. So if I need to bag back for both of us,
Yeah.
then it's very simple. You know what? You want time out. We're gonna take a chill pill for a second. I'm gonna hop this flight. I'll be back in a couple days. You think about some things. I'm gonna think about some things. We'll come together.
And see, when you leave, I have no choice but to think that she just might not come back.
That's a possibility.
That is part of the mind.
Yeah, but that's not how you-
exactly. That's part.
But that's
of
not
the
how
mind.
you. That's not
Let me
how you
miss
want.
you.
If you care,
Let me miss you.
that's not how you want to leave it.
Absolutely. That's how I
If
want to
you-
leave.
if you
No,
care.
absolutely.
Yeah, you
no,
may be playing
because-
mind games,
No, it's
but
not
if you care, that's not how you're gonna leave it.
it's very interesting how you perceive things. It's not a fucking mind game. It's called adulting. It's
No,
called
it's a mind game.
It's not a mind game. It's I'm upset with you and you're upset with me.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we may say some really fucked up shit to each other that we're gonna regret later. So let's be adults about this. I'm gonna give you 72 hours, you're gonna give me 72 hours, we gonna think about this shit, we gonna come back together and we gonna, after we've thought about it, and we gonna talk like adults.
Now,
That is called adulting. That
if
is not
you
a mind
explain
game.
it like that,
That's not a
that's
mind game.
ideal. But if you say, hey, I'm gonna jump on this flight,
Yeah.
and I'll see you in a couple of days,
And we'll
when I
talk.
get back, we just kind of talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Man, shit ain't enough to
But you gotta
satisfy
understand,
no
though,
real
AP
man. The real man be like,
that's
where you
AP's
going?
job. You know, it ain't like she just-
I stay on the
Wait,
flight.
sleep your ass in the
I-
guest room.
no,
Don't be going on a flight.
I stay on the flight. I travel. That's my job.
You might
I'm
get
getting ready to
yeah.
hop this flight. Whether I'm hopping a flight or whether I'm going across town, Negro, you're not getting ready to see me for 72 hours. We gonna reconvene. Hit me up at Opry DM for happy hour on Friday. And we gonna talk. We gonna chop it up. We'll talk about this thing. Like it's that's called adulting. Like I shouldn't have to like.
You're adulting.
Yeah, it's called adulting. Like I can
You're
have an adult
significant other.
conversation with you without having to tippy toe around and walk on eggshells. Like you know where we at. You clearly this is not a tippy toe eggshell situation because we clearly either you feel like I'm fucking around on you or you fucking or you fucking around on me. Either way, we need to take this time out. I'm not walking around on eggshells for your ass. Like, we gonna take this chill pill for a second. You gonna go to your corner and think about some shit. I'm gonna go to my corner and think about some shit.
Okay.
We gonna come back together because we care about each other.
Mhm.
We gonna chop it up over drinks. We gonna decide what the fuck we getting ready to do. It's very simple.
Okay. If you explain it like that, I probably could deal with it. If you game like that,
No. One of the things-
that would make perfect
One of
sense.
the things I can say when
That
you
means I
don't,
need to get on the phone.
when you don't, let's just say the same situation that she just explained.
Power move.
When you trying to detach to give
Yeah.
that space, how about the ones that don't want to give you space? All up
That's
in
a
your
problem.
face. See,
That's a problem.
that's what she's trying to avoid.
Yeah.
But that's what typically happens when you got somebody that just wants to prove you wrong.
Right.
They do not want to give you that space. Why? You ain't bring it behind home, and you out here doing all this, and they won't give you space. They want to give you the business.
But if you
Okay,
cheat
and
on
they
them,
constantly, from
Yeah,
bad
a break
behavior
ain't
to
gonna make
not
no
doing
difference.
right, whatever she feels she was wrong. And she ain't trying to give you space. She trying to give your ass the business. That is a difficult
You mean
situation because
fussing.
I'm trying to get away from you. Because I'm
Fussing.
not trying to argue with you. You all in your feelings and you giving me a whole lot and you constantly repeating yourself. It's going to annoy me and I'm going to get upset because you're
And-
not listening.
Right.
You're yelling, you're mad, and all I want to do
And that's
is
why I'm
calm the
cheating anyway.
situation down. You can't calm it down, letting her keep coming at you. She attacking you.
right.
And you think you gonna calm her down by,
No.
well, this, okay, baby, okay. You can do all that for a while. You probably gonna get hit.
Yeah.
I don't condone violence. Don't want nobody to get in a violent situation.
Yeah.
Keep your behind there and watch what happens.
It's unacceptable. Even,
Watch what happens.
it's unacceptable even if you are cheating.
And I'm telling you, it's not acceptable, but it's gonna happen if you keep riling a person up. You stay in her face and be like, well, baby, you just sit on the couch and go in the guest bedroom. You think that's gonna fly and she pissed off?
Right.
Oh, you gonna
lost
get
your
it.
mind.
You gon' get it, and that's what I'm saying. That's why
You
you
gonna wake up
have
in a
to
fight.
Yeah, or wake up with some
Wake up in a
oil and grits, some waffle. You really got to watch people's feelings and emotion because when they don't want to detach, like what you were saying, and they want to keep giving it to you, it can be a very hostile situation. That's when you say that crazy,
And
crazy will come out.
Yeah,
bro.
and I think that happens often just before the person starts entertaining getting a private detective or help or whatever. Like if they can't get through to you, right? Maybe it's valid that they're fussing, bitching, griping, getting on your nerves, and it's valid that you need to take a break. But they were trying to get some answers, and right, wrong, and indifferent that they're just doing the best that they can to try to get through. And if it gets on your nerves, then you disappear. But we're talking about cheating. And we're talking about getting up in your face because you did something wrong, because you misused money, you did some whatever. There's all kinds of stuff people can do to disrespect and lose people's trust. Those are the kinds of things that we're talking about being up in someone's face about. And if they're heated or passionate about it, and you wrong, it makes you even more wrong to just try to create separation. When you know that you standing there probably telling a bold-faced lie, and we've seen it all too many times.
Right. But
I'm not necessarily defending one side or another because if you're the one being victimized, then it means something very different than if you're the one who's victimizing.
Well, think about it like this, Kraft. If you want to get more real with it, if I'm sitting there lying and trying to cover up the shit I'm doing, I ain't trying to give space because I already know I'm wrong as hell.
That's
Okay,
exactly
I'm
what
out there and I'm
talking
doing my
about.
wrong.
Right.
I don't need space because
Right.
truthfully, I'm already wrong, and I'm already lying to you and leading you down a path that I feel like might keep this together.
Right.
not knowing she already got her convictions of I'm out. I'm really tired of this. But you constantly in her space now with them lies. No, baby, I went nowhere. That condom you see, that was an old condom. I don't know when that thing was. You know, she probably put the receipt out and everything. They can find their way. My whole thing is, you constantly lying, and she constantly getting evidence. You can speak yourself right into your own grave. Yeah. Because a lot of times you think you talk so intelligently, you talking to a person that knows your every move. You giving all this because you keep rambling off. Right. And the more stuff you give, remember you're giving already a lie that you didn't do it. Right. Now you got to think about the lies of covering everything up. She already got in her head a Rolodex. Yeah. Of what all been going on. Yeah. And to her, she gonna start shooting things back off. Well, you know, the other day, it didn't seem like you knew when to come home either. All right. So you already lying. Said you wasn't cheating, so you gonna lie about what you did that day. And then all these lies ain't adding up to nothing. And she already gonna be like, okay, I'm done.
The worst liars.
That's why sometimes you have to learn to shut up.
Exactly.
You already know you're wrong. She caught you, she know you're wrong, and you still want to sit there and act like you the man, you want to talk your way out of it. Go ahead, bro. All I did is when people come at me and I know I'm dead ass wrong, sometimes I learn to shut up. Exactly. Just be quiet. And guess what? A lot of times they give you all the evidence.
Here's the thing. In a court in any court case, there's called what's discovery, right? And that is where the prosecution has to lay out all the evidence that they have against you. Mm-hmm. As the defendant, it's best you shut the fuck up until you see discovery. Let's see what you got. And a good defense attorney will tell you, shut the fuck up. You don't say shit. I had a very good friend of mine who was in the wrong place at the wrong time at an unlicensed dispensary. 3 of them was in there. My particular friend, because this motherfucker did not run their mouth, waited for the attorney to get there. The attorney was like, so why are you holding my client? Now granted, the person was probably doing something they weren't supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the discovery came out and it's like, well, your client was in this unlicensed dispensary. Okay, well, what was my client doing in an unlicensed dispensary? Well, when our agents walked in, they were walking out from the back room. Okay, well, what else is back there? Well, there's a storage room with a safe, and then there's a restroom. So how did you know my client just didn't wander in, ask to use the restroom, and was walking out when your people decided to raid the building? Off scot-free. Off of that. Because of discovery. You don't have any information. You don't have any real information.
Until you open your mouth.
Until you open your mouth. And the other 2 people, we were just volunteering, so you worked here. So you worked here. Okay, great. You going to jail now. These 2 people going to jail. My friend, love them to death. But it's just like sometimes you gotta learn to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Don't feed into it.
Yeah, depending on what side you're on. It's time for our last break. Why don't you folks stay tuned? We'll be right back to Before I Talk With You.
Back to Barstow with Jay. AP on the chain tonight, boy. I tell you.
There's a lot of shit in the news, man.
Woo, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of distractions in the news right now. It's a lot of distractions.
I see. But one of the things, if you missed anything, please learn that AP taught everybody tonight. It's called Shut Up Friday. I'm gonna give y'all a clean version. It's called Shut the Heck Up on Friday.
Just telling.
And we're gonna watch how you would normally talk yourself into jail time. We're gonna show you how you can be quiet and walk yourself out of it. Not saying it's gonna happen with all your relationships, but it's a good start when you know you dead ass wrong. Sometimes just shut up. Just don't do it. Don't keep going there like you got all this ammunition. You know you dead ass wrong. Just stop and then let her get wherever off her chest without you interrupting, without you trying to build a case up on your guilty ass. Just sit back there and watch your discovery. And guess what? You might be able to have a great conversation about things that need to be improved if it's going to lead you anywhere.
Exactly.
But that's up to y'all. I just know for my own sake, it ain't wise to keep getting up in front of a person lying
Right.
and deceiving them, knowing good and well it's gonna come out. And if it don't come out, then it's gonna come out later.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep on playing with them, and that's why people go
You
crazy.
just wasting time.
Yes, and that's why they want to hurt you, because you
Right.
keep wasting my time.
Right.
I trusted you. I thought you was doing something, but I believed in you, and you kept on doing it. And then you kept getting in my face. You kept coming up at me, rubbing on me, lying to me. So you trapped that person
Right.
into a fake relationship. You robbed them of every good thing that they could have possibly had
Yeah.
because you killed their time.
Right.
So don't get me wrong when I understand when some people snap and go, because some people are pushed that way.
Yeah.
Because they feel like at the end of the day, that's all they wanted, but you can't even be real with them.
Yeah.
And again, we have to look at our own behavior. And a lot of times, she would have to look at her own. You know, if she really feel that you ain't being honest, and she don't say what's on her mind or her chest or her discovery, she's gonna hold it, and it's gonna build up, and it's gonna build up, and it's gonna bust. And guess who it's gonna bust on? It might bust on you while you sleep with that hot ass, lava ass grits, and she just done with it. And she's gonna do something to you that I do not suggest anybody do.
Yeah.
Because again, we ain't trying to hurt nobody, but they feel so hurt that they want to make sure you feel the same. Let's get away from that.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's
you just
bad.
you can't if you commit a selfish act, like, you can't be surprised when a motherfucker end up on you. Like, that's just real. And the thing about it is, the thing about women and time, when you waste a woman's time, like, biologically, a woman only has so many years that if she wants to have a child, she can. So don't be no raggedy ass dude wasting her time. Because she could be with the next dude that is really the dude for her, and she could be having kids and going on with her life instead of dealing with the craziness you got going on.
I think we're addressing the cheater right now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're addressing bad
That's
behavior.
good. That's good.
It's just the bad behavior. It's just like, just don't, like, again, if you're gonna be selfish, like, just be ready to accept all that comes with that.
Yeah. And I think in the long run, if you are a cheater, it's going to come back to you full circle. It may not come back to you in the midst of that relationship, but it will most certainly find you, and it will most certainly pay you your just due. The universe just don't like ugly. The universe just don't like wrongness. Righteousness is typically the only thing that ever makes a difference. And so you go around, you cheat on somebody, all these other women you cheat on, and then you quote unquote find Mrs. Right or Mr. Right, and then they cheat on you. And you wonder why they cheat on you.
Fuck your daddy.
And you wonder, oh my God.
Yeah, I ain't see that coming.
I ain't either.
I might be in the kitchen with your pop.
Okay, well, AP, we don't know what all happened with you, but
Yeah.
all right.
Something went down.
Yeah.
That was Gucci. You don't love me.
We can tell.
I think I love her.
We gotta get you some help.
That was awesome.
Sit you on that couch. The Lord have
There
mercy.
you go.
I think addressing the cheaters is very important. I think addressing the victim is probably even more important. How would you address the victim, Jay?
One, you gotta understand, man. It robs you, and it can mess with your self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
And I really got to say, you gotta build yourself back up, even though that person tried to take from you. I gotta go back to my center core and build myself back up.
Right.
And that's something that I told you about that space.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm up underneath that person, we're building each other. At that point, I have to build myself.
Right.
Because I have to make a decision. As long as I'm building us, I'm not building me. And I probably won't make a decision. I'm going to probably be miserable because I'm sitting stagnant. It's not fair to sit stagnant over a situation that I did not create, but I might have had some contributing factors.
Yeah.
Because I never said I didn't do anything, because I believe that's not always
It's
true.
absolutely not fair.
I think that's just somebody just talking rhetoric. Because they don't want to take responsibility for the little things, because the bigger thing is that person's out there doing all this other stuff,
Right.
not knowing that I had a lot of contributing factors, and I don't want to talk about them. So guess what? And since you're not talking about, you're not changing. You don't change, expect something.
How about you, AP? Well, how would you address the victim?
I think that what you need to do is change your perception of the situation, and you can't beat yourself up over the decision that somebody else made. Like, that's a
Right.
choice that person made.
Very good.
You're not a lesser person because that person made a bad decision.
Okay.
That person just made a bad decision, and you just move on with your life. Like, whatever you need to do, whether it's meditate or pray, take a salt bath, do whatever, get your chakras aligned, whatever you need to do. Get an energy clearing, whatever. But just take some time, reflect on whatever factors that you could have contributed to the situation, learn from that, and dust yourself, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move on.
Yeah, and you know, dusting yourself and moving on is always, you know, much easier said than done. But in this case, you got to realize, you got to come to a place. I said a few weeks ago, one of the first things that you have to do when trying to break up with someone is you got to take yourself back. You got to stop having so much interest in their world and what they're doing. You got to start doing for you now, and you got to start preparing yourself to make a stance. You know, if somebody's cheating on you and you're not going to tolerate it, it's time to go. Mm-hmm. It's time to move. It's time to break up. Maybe you start sleeping in the guest bedroom. You start living in the guest bedroom, and you just like, hey, go ahead and do your thing. I'm gonna be over here. You know what I mean? When you decide to come home, you know, I'll be here, but I ain't gonna wait for long. But it requires a real intentional decision, because you'll find yourself making excuses, and you'll find yourself proactively overlooking stuff that is right in your face. You'll just kind of belabor the situation, and that's not a thing you want to belabor. If you know it's cheating, you're doing no good there. You're not receiving love. You certainly you may be still in the limelight of the cash flow of the house and getting your bills and your life taken care of, but you're being done wrong, and you deserve better. Nobody deserves to be cheated on. Well, maybe there are some people who deserve to be cheated on, but
people who
not
are
really.
okay with that. I mean, if you okay with it, if I like it, if you like it, I love it. Like,
I'm talking about swinging.
Huh?
Is that a swing idea?
No. What I'm saying is, I legit have associations with females who live a very, very, very nice lifestyle, and they know their husbands are out, and they're okay with that as long as that black card don't decline.
No, that's a situation. Right? But again, if they don't bring it up and it works for them,
she's not like they are okay with that situation.
She ain't really there for love, or she's still loving the same.
She love that Bentley she drives. She love that place.
What about
Ferries, the dress she pull up to.
What about him?
He enjoys the perception of having a loving household with children and a loving wife, and they are a loving couple, and they do have great children. It's just that every Thursday night that Negro is working late, and she know that.
All right.
The weekend before Valentine's Day, that's his weekend with his boo thing, and the weekend of Valentine's Day, that's her weekend with her husband, and she's okay with that.
That is an alternative lifestyle, and I think it's very common.
I don't think it's as alternative as you think it is.
It's out of the norm. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I really don't.
It's not mainstream America, thank goodness.
Okay.
that's upstream.
It is upstream. And downstream too.
Okay.
You heard Black Card, Bentley. That ain't broken.
Yeah.
I'm just helping you out.
That's a motherfucker picking their battles. That's exactly what that is.
What I tell you, right?
Motherfucker picking their battles.
Keep your mouth shut.
You
keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Yeah.
What can I do to fix this?
Yeah.
What she do?
Those are called civil liberties. Right?
She live good.
Right? You live good.
Hey.
You got all the extra. I get a little extra over here, right?
Hey.
Man.
And we happy.
Exactly.
And we don't talk about it.
And we don't talk about it.
And you happy.
Yeah. And she never shows up for Christmas
You
dinner.
do what works for you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
They work that out.
The side chick never shows up.
Like I said, what people do in their household is their business.
Yes.
That's why I say we are so judgmental, and we watch everybody else's. We gotta stop judging them and fix us.
Right.
Go back to self before you start looking at somebody else and judging.
Right.
Who Cardi B with?
Well, listen,
we're worried about the celebrities and worried about yourself. The last I seen, she was doing quite well.
I think we did this subject some real justice, and I'm hoping somebody grew out of the show.
Trust? Me. I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah. So I think we did. Boy, isn't that heavy?
It always goes back to that.
Always goes back to the me.
My guts, my inner being.
So, folks, we thank you for being here with us tonight. This has been Bar Talk with Jay. We hope you got some value out of it. And we love you. We know we appreciate Barb being in the house, and Rock and Boo. And we like Brother Jeffrey, the good Reverend Brother Dr. Jeffrey, and Jamal, a part of our team. Obviously, I'm Craftmatic. That was my boy Smooth J, and this is AP. And with that message, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.